Good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Casper, and today I'm going to talk about the email to post function for opportunity.to. And if you maybe you noticed, but I've actually changed the email address in comparison to the majority of my presentations. For the reason being because this address here accepts actual job applications. So we're just a couple days from rolling it out. We have had it actually works currently. As I'm presenting, the reason why I'm remarketing it is because there wasn't a lot of traction, and the reason being is people who were using it had to produce accounts, but in our experience, the majority of people just simply weren't interested, and they found it too cumbersome. And yeah, there was other issues in regards to the customer experience. So we've tried to remove the friction from the actual product and try to make it as seamless and easy as possible. Now, we do use, on this app, we do use Google locations, so it's actually extremely accurate because we plug that API, so you can pinpoint exactly where you'd like to post that job. And so when it becomes part of the Opportunity Network, it's because of our we actually have a mapping sequence where we know which locations are closer in a 360-degree perimeter around a certain individual once they post. So even though you may be posting in another city, our algorithms are smart enough to know that this next job should come. It's very difficult to calculate for because of the circumference of the Earth, though we have been able to tie it together. That's besides the point. But anyways, email to post. So how much time are you wasting? Actually, a lot. The majority of people who are actually posting jobs on job boards or even LinkedIn, or they're using their ATS systems within their organizations, it's not as fast and seamless as you think. It's not easy. You have to exit wherever you are, you have to go to the next thing. The single most, we've found the single most used application within most people's lives is the browser, and almost everybody knows this. As a professional, you know you're using your browser a significant amount. And besides that, if you're not using your browser, you may be using Thunderbird or your email if you are a professional, and you're using it a lot. It's the one thing we know that most people come back to often. There's communicate, things are copied and pasted, documents are received, documents are sent. We all basically the email inbox is our home base, and so instead of trying to tie in opportunity into some ATS system that requires relationships, we thought, well, why don't we do it in the best place, and that's simply the email inbox. So what does it take? And of course, it's free. It's free. It's free for everybody. It's free to post. So it costs $300 and maybe up to $400 US now to post on Monster, LinkedIn. If they give you the one-time coupon, it only costs you $50. Good luck with your next post. Craigslist costs over $100 US now in New York. San Francisco, I think it's up to $90. It's expensive, right? And the thing about these, especially New York, these posts last literally half a day. There is such a volume of new posts coming in that a lot of high quality candidates are dissuaded from posts that are older than a few days. And in our experience, Craigslist more or less gets rid of their posts within 6 days, their job posts, because there's just such a volume. And of course, they can charge another $110 US, whatever the price is now. Now, for where I'm from, Vancouver, it was started at 15, went to 20, 25, now it's 35. It's now $35 to post a job on Craigslist. This is a classified site, it's bare bones, there's nothing there. What is the value? A lot of people still use it. Besides that, most of the jobs disappear quite quick. Why? They disappear quickly because there's such a volume of jobs. And your own post is going to disappear. You need to keep updating and maintaining that post. Okay? So I have the authority to speak about the subject because I've been directly exposed to hundreds of thousands of job applications and the data behind it by running a job search application. And I have posted jobs on third-party services, so I'm basically aware of how the market looks like, and we've tried to learn from what is actually working in the market. So that's why we've come in. We don't think there's an argument between should a job board be paid or should be free. A lot of people have found that paid services sometimes are worth it because there isn't spammers. Luckily, that's one of the things that we focused on because as a startup, we don't want our servers to be mucked up with we don't want our servers to be ringing some spammers checkbook by getting him more exposure on our site or our application. So we've been very focused on how to disallow spammers and block them from our system. So our system is actually quite clean in that regard. Like I said, posting jobs costs hundreds of dollars, and the effect is limited for the duration you do it. Most people don't trust job posts. Not that they don't trust, it's just they're dissuaded from jobs that are sometimes older than 2 weeks. There are studies out there that show that people will literally not click the apply button if the job is too old. And from our experience, that is absolutely true. We've done a split test in that regard with our own application. We've seen the behavior, we've seen the swipes, and it's important that your job is fresh. Anything older than 2 weeks, it doesn't have the same utility and perception in the consumer's mind. So, how much does it cost to bring in a new hire? Just the functional cost of labor, expenses, software, just everything up until that point. And the cost is $18,000. That's besides training an individual, training an individual and getting them up to snuff to what it takes to operate in their position. So, $18,000. Holy moly. If it took $18,000